Hi, this is Jerry Durham. I'm here at 4400 Seville in McKinney. I'm going to give you a brief tour around the street, show you some of the outside of the house, and then we will go inside in just a moment. So, the house is 4 bedrooms, 2 baths, 2 living areas. It's got the storage unit in the back. It is listed at $255,000, 1,828 square feet. That comes out to about 139.50 a square foot on the house. Uh, Lots of large trees. Just 2 days on the market, so I don't think it'll take a long time for it to sell, though I haven't been on the inside, and so I can't judge on the condition of that. It was built in 1986. It's got a great covered patio. The area here is really a nice area. You're close to El Dorado Parkway, which intersects with 75, and not far off from Alma, which will take you right back to the George Bush Freeway. Excuse me, the 121, the Sam Rayburn Tollway, and so you're close to a lot of the amenities that McKinney has to offer. You're in McKinney schools here. If you go across the other side of Alma, you jump into Frisco and Allen schools, depending on how far you go. But great neighborhood. You can look around a little bit, and you can see it's right on the curve of a street. So you can see here uh, that this is looking from the front yard. Very well kept neighborhood. Lots of big trees. All the houses were built in the same period of time here, and so very well kept neighborhood. You can see the big trees here. They've recently been trimmed, give you a good view of the house next door there, and then the house here to the left. I'm going to walk around the outside of the house. Looks like the roof's in decent condition. Most of the roofs in this neighborhood were repaired, replaced about 2 years ago because there was a pretty severe hailstorm that came through. So most of the roofs have been replaced. One of the nice features about the house is they've placed these French windows in. Gives it a lot of curb appeal, and we'll walk around the outside. They've done a lot of, I guess you'd say, personal wiring for cable and telephones and things like that, so those wires are exposed. We'll walk around and look for any foundation issues. You can see you've got some evidence of water coming there that they've rerouted now. It looks like it's repaired, but we'd certainly want to inspect it for wood rot and things like that up at the top. Um, it's hard to zoom in right here, but you can see around. The windows look like they've been replaced probably within the last 5 years or so, though we'll check on those. You can see some more uh, water water issues up here at the top, but again, looks like may have been repaired. We just have to be sure. When we walk around, I'm not seeing any damage to the foundation so far. We'll walk around to the back here and take a peek at that in a minute. It's a whitewood fence that you'd probably want to stain to prevent any further damage and to increase the life of that. So we'll walk around here. You can see this is the alleyway, and you can see around the edge. Looks like in this particular neighborhood there's a lot of buildings in the yards, which I know, with the storage unit we would want to check on, and I definitely want to make sure that that has been permitted, because especially since it's got air conditioning and that type of thing in it, I want to make sure that it's not something that you count on and then have to take out after the fact. But you can see here across the street some units there. Neighbors fence it in great shape. But the fence on this property it just has 2 rails on this fence, which is a little concerning. Usually you'd go with 3 rails. But you can see here, this is back into the alley behind the house. You're right at the T of the alley, so you can see down both directions here. But you would be kind of a traffic point because you can get into the alley right next to your house, and then it goes back as well. Long driveway. Looks like they've parked some things back here in the past, and if you wanted to park a trailer or anything like that back here. You certainly have ample room to do that. So we're going to walk into the backyard and take a peek at that. Big backyard. It slopes down in the back a good bit, so you can see there. You've got beautiful crepe myrtles all the way around. A lot of good space here. Here's the storage unit. We'll go in that in a little while. And then you can see here along the back patio. I'm guessing that this may have been an add-in just because the way it matches the roof, meets the roof line. But nice structure here. Looks like it was probably permitted. Seeing a little stress on the corner joint from that, where it's, I guess, holding up the patio, but nothing huge. The concrete on this is in great shape. Usually we'd see a lot more cracks on it, but it slopes down so it doesn't look like it holds water. But you can see here they've put the French windows in across the back as well. And that certainly adds a lot of character to the house. Looks like they've had some foundation repair. Here in this corner, I'm counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I'm guessing probably a 6th pier. Yeah, there's a 6th pier under there. And then probably some around this outside wall too, where they've lifted that up. We'll keep on walking around the outside here. Got another Rubbermaid storage unit here, pretty big storage unit where you can fit things in. You can see a little bit of shift right here. This crack here it's not running quite in a straight line, but that's probably where they've repaired. You can see some where they've done some dirt work here along the edge of the foundation. And then the air conditioner is a Goodman. It looks like it's a few years old. Have to get the inspector to look at that and see what the whole situation is with it. You've got the wood siding up here at the top. It looks like it's been painted and in decent condition. Right here, this corner seems to be a little more intact where it comes together. We'll walk on around. Again, you can see some of the big trees in the backyard are just spectacular. They've put a trellis up here to block the view of the storage unit next to the patio. The fence, you may eventually want to come back with some steel poles. Some of the ones that are there now are leaning. It looks like they probably weren't replaced when they built the fence. But not in bad shape by any means. It's certainly something you could address. Here's some more piers right here where they've lifted up. Driveway, it looks in good shape though. Though you can kind of see the crepe myrtle blossoms filling up some of the cracks, but it doesn't appear to be in bad shape. Looks like there may have been some pier work around this side of the house too. It's hard to see them under here. The windows appear to be in good shape here. I'll look down the other way in just a second. We're getting some separation here along the ground. It's probably something that they need to be watering the slab, and that could be some of the cause of the issues that they've seen in the past. I'm going to turn it off and walk inside, and then we'll start again in just a second.